It's one of the oldest towns in America. Let's take a tour of Plymouth. Hello everyone, it's Jenny from WeNeedaVacation.com. Welcome to EsCape TV, where each episode we get you back to the Cape and Islands. From boats to businesses to beaches, Plymouth has it all. Let's go take a look.
If you've ever watched EsCape TV before, you've probably heard us say 100 times before that once you cross the bridge to the Cape, it's like entering your happy place. But what if I were to tell you that for many, that same feeling happens just before the bridge? Plymouth is home to 9 public beaches, a very walkable harbor, and dozens of fantastic restaurants. But its biggest claim to fame is definitely its history. And while summer is always celebrated in the town, next year, residents and vacationers alike will have their party hats on all year, as Plymouth officially commemorates 400 years.
In 2020, Plymouth turns 400, so we as a chamber, we're really gearing up our businesses and our members in town for the celebration. It's going to have a huge influx of tourists and visitors that are coming to Plymouth to celebrate, and we're just really here to help get our members ready for that and how to prepare and staff up for some weekends where you may have hundreds of thousands of people in town for one of the 400 planned celebrations. It's just going to be a very exciting year here, and we're really all looking forward to it.
There's so much history around here, and I think it's just great that we're celebrating that. And for the Wampanoag Indians are going to be recognized, as well as all of the history with the Mayflower and the early settlers. So I'm very excited about all the events that are going to be planned.
I mean, it's been in the planning for at least 15 years or so. There's been all different committees that have been formed and they've grown and developed over the past years to get ready for Plymouth's 400th anniversary. I mean, it's the biggest anniversary we'll all probably see in our lifetimes of something of that monumental size of 400 years. So everyone's really pumped about it, and everyone's really looking forward to it. I know the business community can't wait for it to come.
Everywhere you look in Plymouth, there's a story to be told, and the homes are no different. Plymouth, the oldest town in Massachusetts, offers many glimpses into the past. Whether it's exploring the local museums or just strolling the downtown area, bits of early American history can be found just about everywhere.
Plymouth is this wonderfully genuine place. Yes, it goes back to the earliest parts of European settled America, but it's also it's embraced, I think, the Indian heritage, the Wampanoag heritage, and you start to see that. And what you see is this continuity of life, so that you can actually go from Plymouth Plantation to the 1630s and 40s with the Sparrow House and the Harlow House, and then you can see our house and the Jenny Museum and some of these other houses, and you see the progression of life as people kind of got up off of the ground as they first settled here, and they began to make their house a little better and make their life a little better, and they expanded more and had their families grew, and so you've had this continuity of settlement in Plymouth that I think is just amazing.
Built in more modern times is property 31182. This waterfront home, lovingly referred to as House by the Sea, was built in 1915. Restored and updated, the beamed ceilings, wraparound oceanfront porch, gourmet kitchen, and central air conditioning will not only satisfy the standards of present-day vacationers, but exceed them. Another home sure to surpass any vacationer's expectations is property 4865, located in Kingston. The stunning views from this 4-bedroom, 2-bath home are simply incredible. Boasting water views from almost every room, a deck perched right over the water, and a private beach next door, there's not much more a vacationer could desire.
I think the history, I think that's the first draw, because of the Plymouth Plantation, the Mayflower, and I'm only a couple of miles from both of those places, and I think they just love it that Again, as I said, they're just so close and can venture out in different directions wherever they want to see, and yet have this home base here that's comfortable and relaxing.
As we just heard, there is a lot of history in Plymouth, and what better way to learn about it than to experience it?
If you were to walk down the street and hear someone talking like this,
Now have come out on a day that is most comfortable.
you might just wonder what era you were in. Well, at Plymouth Plantation, that's exactly how they want you to feel. This living history museum was founded in 1947, and every day it replicates the original settlement of the Plymouth colony.
So every home you go into, you can talk to the residents of those homes and explore their possessions, talk to them about their backstories, where did they come from, how did they get here, why are they here, which is so important to the story. And you get to just really experience life like it was in the 17th century, just by hearing the fire cooking, smelling what's on the hearth that day, and even getting to maybe carry some wood around to help them out for the day. Yeah.
Not only does it depict what life was like for the English settlers, but descendants of the Wampanoag tribe are also on site to share their story.
I love it. I think it's really important that we are here and, have an outlet to be able to tell our own story because, all throughout history, Wampanoag people, we've had very little opportunity to tell our story ourselves. And this museum is, the best place for us to be able to let visitors kind of see, the world at the time or the world now through, my ancestors' eyes or through Wampanoag eyes.
On just about any day of the week, families, vacationers, and especially students arrive by the busload to immerse themselves in this one-of-a-kind experience. While they not only get to observe, they're also there to interact and, most importantly, learn.
We talk about the foundation of America and that kind of the origin story that we as a country have. It kind of starts right here in Plymouth. It's the Wampanoag people who are here on this ground, thousands of years before the Pilgrims arrived, and with their interactions with the English colonists here, that's what really sets the way, sets the stepping stones for what's to become the United States of America.
As always, we'd like to end with a quote from you. Here's what someone had to say about Plymouth. Eric says, "Besides the Cape, Plymouth is one of my most favorite places. I hope to attend most of the Plymouth 400 events. It will be a great way to be part of the 400th year and the history that comes with it." That's all for this episode. We'll see you next time.